Hi, Paramanand Ashok Pawar, working as an assistant professor in electrical engineering department, NB Navle, Sinhagad College of Engineering, Solapur. I have completed my BE from Government College of Engineering, Jalgaon. After that, I have completed my MTech in Power System from TIT Bhopal. Now, I am having the total 8 years teaching experience. So today we are discuss the one of the topic of a synchronous motor, that is Vn, the inverted V curve of a synchronous motor. So V curve is a curve which is plot against the field current and the armature current of an synchronous motor, and the inverted V curve is plot against the field current and power factor of a synchronous motor. So will discuss the in detail explanation of V and the inverted V curve of a synchronous motor. So as we know that the variation in the field current affects the power factor at which synchronous motor operates. So in case of synchronous motor driving a constant mechanical load, variation in field or DC excitation current will not only the affect, but power factor will also affect the current drawn by the motor. So the except the change in copper loss due to the variation in the armature current and slightly change in core loss due to the variation in flux. The power input to motor is the almost constant for a constant load. So as we know that the fundamental formula of a synchronous motor for power is P is equal to root 3 VL cos phi, where VL is the line voltage, the IL is a line current, cos phi is the power factor, and P is the power drawn by a three-phase synchronous motor. Since the input power P and supply voltage V is constant, so decrease in power factor, the increase in value of armature current and vice versa. So this relationship is very important while we are dealing with V and the inverted V curve of a alternator. So this is the tabular form in which given what is the relationship of the change in excitation with respect to armature current. So the first column is type of excitation, the second column is E is excitation voltage and V is the terminal voltage. So in that particular column we are getting where the equal to 0, E is less than 0, or E is greater than V, or G is less than V. Similarly, the third column which will shows the value of power factor, and the last column will shows the value of armature current. So we'll discuss the first column. When there is a normal excitation means the excitation voltage is equal to terminal voltage. That time the power factor is lagging and the value of armature current is increasing. So the second case, the under excitation, when the excitation GE voltage is less than V, that time the power factor will give you the lagging, and that time the armature current is increased. So the third case is the case called as over excitation, in which the excitation voltage is greater than the terminal voltage. That time the power factor will shows the leading, and that time the value of armature current is increased. So the fourth type is a critical excitation. In a critical excitation, when the excitation voltage is greater than the terminal voltage, that time the power factor will give you the unity power factor and the armature current will minimum at that case. Hence, the variation in excitation or field current cause the variation in armature current, and curve drawn between the armature current, field current for different constant load will shows the V curve. So the V curve is a curve which will shows the variation of field current versus armature current. Similarly, the variation of power factor with a variation in field current for a constant load gives the inverted V curve. So the inverted V curve is the curve which will give the relationship between field current and power factor. So we'll discuss in detail how the V and the inverted V curve is drawn from the experimental setup. So as shown in figure, there is a three-phase supplies available to you, that is RYB. So from that particular RYB supply, one ICTP switch are there. So this is ICTP, that is ironclad triple pole switch is there. So this supply is given to the three-phase auto transformer. So after three-phase auto transformer, for measurement of voltage, we can connecting one voltmeter across the any two phases, and for measurement of current, we can connecting one ammeter in series with any of the phases. So and as shown in figure, there is a connection of armature in a R phase. So for measurement of power, because as we know that the fundamental formula for the power, that is P is equal to root 3 VLIL cos phi, and for getting the value of phi inverted curve, we require the value of cos phi. So we want to get the value of P from that W1 and W2 reading. So that's why we are connecting to wattmeter. One wattmeter is connecting W1, that is connected in R phase, and second wattmeter is connected in a B phase. The wattmeter current coil, which will shows the ML, and pressure coil shows you the CV connection. So that three-phase supply is given to the stator side of a synchronous motor. So as we know that we are giving the supply to the armature or the stator of a synchronous machine. So the stator connected in a star side, and as we know that according to the construction, the rotor side has a poles which are made up with damper bars or field winding. So we are getting the DC excitation to that particular rotor side. So as shown in figure, DC supply is given to that particular thing, which will have field value, that is FF, the rheostat which is current connected for the limiting the value of the field current. The rating of that particular rheostat is 12 ampere, and for measurement of a field current, we want to connect one ammeter in series with that particular field circuit of a synchronous motor, which is called as a field circuit of a synchronous motor. So we can get the value of the armature current which is connected in series with the stator side, and the second plot, that is the field current which is connected at the rotor side. So this is the first plot, and from getting the value of second plot, will require the value of field current which is getting from the field side, but we'll require the value of the basically power factor. So we have the fundamental formula, that is P is equal to root 3 VLIL cos phi. So we know the value of P because we have the 2 wattmeter method. So we can measure the input power from that particular wattmeter reading, and after substituting of this value, we'll get the value of power factor. So from that particular diagram, we'll get the two curves, that is V and inverted V curves. So this is the observation table of the experiment. So in which the first column will gives you the supply voltage, the second column will give you the field current, the third column will give you the armature current, the fourth and fifth column will give you the wattmeter reading W1 and wattmeter meter reading, that is W2. And for sake of understanding, as we know that this is a 2 wattmeter method, so the actual power, that is W1 plus W2, or W1 minus W2, or W2 minus W1, depending upon the wattmeter reading, that is the next column for your observation table. So this is the observation table of V and inverted V curve. So let's start the next step, that is the calculation. So as we know that for plotting of inverted V curve, we require the field current value and the power factor. So the power factor is calculated by the fundamental formula, that is P is equal to root 3 VLIL cos phi. So we have the value of P because we are measuring the value of wattmeter reading, that is P is the wattmeter reading, divided by root 3 VLIL. We know the value of VL, that is supply voltage, line voltage, that is 400 volt. We have the value of line current. So the substituting of that particular value into that equation will get the value of power factor. So from the reading, we can plot the graph. So as we know that the V curve is a plot between field current versus armature current. So we can plot this curve, that is field current versus armature current, which will show the value of V curve. Similarly, we can draw the another curve which is called as inverted V curve. So this plot is against, that is field current and power factor. So these are the curves for the V and inverted V curve for the synchronous motor. So we'll discuss why there is a significance of that particular V and inverted V curve for our understanding. So we'll start as shown in figure. This figure will shows you the different values of a power factor as well as the different values of the excitation. So as shown in figure, this is the value of the under excitation. So the from V curves for different power input, it is observed that with low value of field current, the armature current is large and lagging. But as when the armature current decreases, that is minimum, the power factor is unity, and corresponding field current is known as normal field current or excitation of the motor of a particular load. So the line drawn through points equal power factor at different loads are known as compounding curves. The region in which the field current is less than the normal value is known as the region of under excitation or lagging. Then if the field current is further increases, the power factor becomes leading and begin to decrease, the armature current begins to increase. This region in which field current is more than the normal value of field current or armature current lead is known as the region of overexcitation or leading. So as shown in figure, this is a field current, this is armature current, which will show you the value of the V curve. So in V curve, there is a starting, the power factor is lagging. So this state is called as the under excitation state. So the center point, that is center red point, will shows you the locus of unity power factor, and third will show you the power factor is leading. When the power factor is become lagging, then this case is called as a under excitation, and when this will be after the unity power factor, it is called as over excitation state. So this will be give you the value of V curve of a synchronous motor. Okay, so let's will start the discussion of inverted V curve. So the inverted V curve is which is plot against the field current and power factor. So as shown in figure, there are different types of loads are there. First plot is plotting against no load, second is for the half load, and third one is for the full load. So while we are dealing with lagging power factor, so this case is called as, again it is called as a under excitation state. So this is under excitation. So after unity power factor, this will be case is called as over excitation state. So this is the diagram for the inverted V curve. So in this way, this is the significance of V and inverted V curve, because as we know that from the V and inverted V curve will get the stability region of a synchronous motor. So this will shows you how the synchronous motor is used for the power factor improvement technique, because if you want to get the power factor more, then this motor should be under or over excitation state. So this limit is called as the stability limit of a synchronous motor. So that's why the significance of a V and inverted V curve is very important in case with a synchronous motor. So that's why this has a much more weightage in a synchronous machine concept understanding. So in which we are getting the value, that is first value, this is called as under excitation, and second value, this is called as over excitation, which will give you either the motor is leading power factor, the motor which will the lagging power factor, which is very important as concerned with the application of a synchronous machine. So thank you very much.